Hi, I'm Beau from First Build, and we're here looking at the Paragon induction cooktop and working through a couple of recipes that we got asked from users. One of them was melting chocolate, how to do that on the Paragon mat, as well as browning butter. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with the chocolate. I'm gonna pour that into this pan right here. We're gonna get the Paragon started on rapid precise at 110. Go ahead and get that heated up. So with chocolate, 110's the perfect temperature to keep it melted the whole time. It's gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes to get it to that state, but once it's there, it sits, you can leave it all day. Everyone can come up, dip in some pretzels, use it as they like, and it just creates a great atmosphere for people to come up and dip with it. So perfect for, again, we have pretzels here, but you can use strawberries, anything else that you wanna put in delicious dipped chocolate. And so we'll get that started. Next thing we're gonna do is brown butter. And this one's gonna take a little bit more hands-on. So what I'm gonna do is first get the butter going. I'm gonna put that in the pan. I'm using 2 sticks. This recipe is great for as many as you'd like though. All right, so now we got our butter in the pan. We'll go ahead and get this started. So we're also gonna use rapid precise, and we're gonna put it to 325. That's gonna be a high enough temperature that it lets you brown it in a reasonable amount of time. It's gonna take us somewhere in the 5 to 10 minute range. But you won't have to worry about it burning right instantly. One of the biggest problems with using traditional cooktops on burners is that they'll melt, the water will evaporate, but once you're getting to the part where you're getting that great nutty brownness flavor out of the butter, it can burn almost instantaneously. And that's a function of temperature. So the great thing about the Paragon mat is it controls that temperature. And because you get that temperature control, you have control over how long it takes to brown. So we're gonna get it melted. Right now the butter sticks are starting to melt up. Just gonna start to mix them up a little bit, make sure that the whole pan gets even. And then we're gonna watch it. It's gonna start to bubble. We're gonna get some of the fat solids removed from the butter fat. The milk solids removed from the butter fat, and then the water will start to evaporate. So you get some bubbling there, and we'll get started on that. Okay, so now it's time to check on the chocolate. I'll just grab one of the pretzels we have sitting over here. Start to mix it up. Oh, it's starting to melt really nicely. I'm gonna get some of the top morsels kind of into the chocolate a little bit more so they melt quicker. Should just be another 5 or 10 minutes and this chocolate will be good to dip with. So we've gotten our butter nice and melted. It's starting to steam up a little bit. We're just keep stirring it a bit as it goes through this. You get a nice foamy layer. That's the milk solids on top. As the cooking continues, it's gonna boil down and those are gonna start to sink to the bottom and brown. That's where you're gonna get your nice nutty flavor from. Okay, so it's been a few minutes. It's foamed up, and now we're just gonna whisk this around a little bit. Look to see when it starts to darken. Sometimes it's hard to get the foam to the side, but it helps if you just tilt the pan, kind of swirl it up a bit. And you can get in there, look down at it. When it looks like it's got a nutty brown color, then you're just gonna take it and start spooning out the milk solids on the top. The reason why you do that is you wanna get rid of the foam so that you can get to the butter underneath. It'll be nice, clarified, very easy to separate from the sediments at the bottom. And if you wanna get this perfect, you can also put a layer of cheesecloth in a strainer and that will get every single milk solid out. You'll have a really, really clarified nut brown butter at that point, and also it'll get rid of any extra sediments that might have come out when you pour it through. But for cooking purposes, if you want clarified butter, something that'll just be good to dip in, this will work just fine. So now we're gonna take this, slowly pour it through, and I'm just looking at the bottom to make sure I'm not grabbing the chunk of sediments that have settled out. Again. Here you go, perfectly browned butter. You can use for cooking. If you want nutty brown flavor when you're dipping in some crab or to drizzle over lobster. Keeps in the fridge for a really long time and really high smoke point, so awesome for cooking as well. Okay, so it's been a few more minutes. Our chocolate's melted now. We're ready to enjoy. Oh, that was excellent. So, going forward, if you guys have any more questions, comments, or other recipes you'd like us to try out, please reach out to us on the Indiegogo page or email us, and we'll try to get those in and make sure in the next update we show you some more. Thanks.